Guys, welcome back to the channel. Back with a daily reading. I do have my music on. If you don't know me, I get messages through music. The station is a little bit of a different one today. They told me to put on Aurora. I don't know if you've ever heard of Aurora before. But if you have, it's a really great station. It's a really great artist. There's also an archangel named Aurora who communicates with me, and a lot of times I see her as the orange, like an orange color. So if that resonates with you, you might want to look up what kind of her role is and what she helps out with, and why she would be here for you. Maybe because you're kind of in a little bit of a heavy place. Mental, like really mentally exhausted. So that was one of the first things that I was going to say, is some of you, geez, are so tired right now. Like, I can feel it, how tired you are. And we've been going through a lot of processing this week. You guys saw some of my processing in the last couple of videos that I did. And it's the full moon today. It is the full moon. And there are so many times where it does something to our physical body. They're also reminding me that yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine who was asking about how I experience getting the messages. Like, how does that come through for me? Because for him, it's very physical. He gets it through touching things, through crystals and rocks and his body and physical sensations and stuff like that, which is clairsentience. Mine is more dominantly clairvoyance and clairaudience, and so it's very visual for me. But I'm very clairsentient also, and the way that I experience other people's energy is through my physical body, and I feel it as if it's my own. So for some of you, that is a little bit of the message that not everything that you're experiencing is yours. You're very sensitive energetically, and the stream of thought that you're tuned into, it's not all yours. So the heaviness that you feel, and for some of you, it's coming through your body, like your body feels so heavy and so tired. Not all that tiredness is yours. It's a collective energy. It's other people's, what they're going through. And it's important to know that so that you can kind of separate from it just a little bit and not own it completely I just heard submit to it. Like, let it take you over. But you do have to listen to your body and let it tell you what it needs. I dropped my kids off this morning, and then I came back, and I could not keep my eyes open. So I went back to sleep for like a half an hour. I'm just listening to the song that's on. 333 on my recording. And another 3 on this one. So this is a number 3 card for consciousness. Where is your attention? What are you tuned into? What influence are you under? What influence are you under? What influence are you under? Come back. Under the influence of conflict. It could be that some of you are, in the middle of navigating a conflict, and I don't know why it matters, but with a woman, with a friend, in some way I see this as all you too, though. Like, your dark thoughts, your mental heaviness right now is really conflicting with who you really are. It's like the voices inside your head are battling each other. The level of consciousness that knows better. Like, it's very, very like psychic attack kind of thing. But I feel like you're almost attacking yourself. But, like I sent a text to my ex-husband yesterday, and there was a little bit of conflict in it, but definitely still expressing myself and in a way that was very conscious. But then he doesn't respond, or it becomes more than what it needs to instead of just a discussion. And so then I have this conversation with him in my head. I have this battle and this conflict with him in my head, anticipating what he's going to say or not say, or whatever it is. Just know that what you're doing is loving to yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing is loving to yourself. It's not easy to create boundaries, okay? It's not easy to create boundaries, and it sometimes creates conflict because people don't like your boundaries. I feel like somebody has created a boundary, and you've seen the effect of that. It's so hard to hear the music right now. I want to hear what it is because it's standing out to me. I'm going to love you like I'm going to lose you. So there's this feeling of loss. Okay, so when we create a boundary, yes, it creates conflict inside of ourselves. Some of you are conflicted about creating a boundary or the boundary you already set, because there's this battle inside your mind that says, don't do it, just let it go, be the people pleaser, you're going to lose them. There's this fear of loss. There's a fear of loss. Okay, I'm going to see what's on the bottom of this. Vast universe. Oh, I like this one. It's opening up space. If you lose somebody, it opens up space for what is in alignment with you loving yourself in that way. Okay? The universe has guided you to this. What you're feeling inside of you is not yours. I'm like, what influence are you under? I'm seeing how I tuned into his stream of thought or his stream of consciousness, which is heavier, which is a little darker, which is more conflict based. That's kind of where he is right now with certain things in his life. And how I tuned into that, and that's what creates a conflict in everything in my head. It's almost like I can see inside his head and how the conflict in his head works all the time. It's not all mine, though. It's not all mine. And it becomes exhausting when you are not in alignment with you, with your truest self. So get back to that again. Just honor yourself. Just know what you're doing is the right thing to do. Yeah, things are going to come back into balance. Things are going to come back into balance. All right. This is a little more specific for some of you. This has to do with either you being a mother, you becoming a mother, your mother. This is definitely mother energy. Not just empowered woman and grounded nature. This is definitely earth sign energy, but this has to do with being a mother. Okay, so like I was talking about my ex-husband, and this does have something to do with our kids, so it has to do with, me as a mother. But for some of you, that's the validation too, that there are certain boundaries that need to be created with your kids. Yep, look at that. With your kids. They're not going to like it, because otherwise it's going to lead to a little bit of unhealthy behavior, like monitoring their text messages or keeping track of their friends and new friends that they're making. Okay. Totally separate. This is for someone who has recently lost a child. Having a hard time breathing. Or who lost a child in the past. I feel like this full moon has brought up a layer of that. And so this heaviness that you feel, these heavier thoughts, these dark thoughts that you feel are connected to a layer of that grief. So there's some grief coming through that needs to be processed. It's creating conflict in other areas of your life, or the person that you're dealing with has lost a child or did in the past or is dealing with some kind of grief. So the stream of consciousness that you're tuned into right now is grief, the grief of loss, and specifically loss of a child. Now, it doesn't have to be loss as far as death. It could be loss like not getting to see them anymore, them moving away. Some could be like going off to college, but maybe like losing custody or just losing the contact with children too. Okay, so, but for you, what does that mean? Oh yeah, man, look at all this conflict. Look at that. It's like they're wanting a fight. They want to fight. There's a lot of that around you right now. What do you need to do about it? What do you need to do about it? You got to let it run its course and go into your zone. Go into your zone. Get back into you. Clear through those thoughts that aren't yours. Clear through that stream of consciousness. Get out of that stream of consciousness, the fear of loss and the grief of the loss. And come back to you. This is specifically saying, too, right now you need to meditate. You need to meditate. You need to ground your energy. You need to get back to you. And the cycle will complete itself. But stand firm in you and who you know yourself to be. Clear your mind. Don't let them get in your head. Don't let them get in your head. There's this battle almost for control of your thoughts. Don't let them get in your head, okay? You stay in your heart. You stay in your heart. They're trying not to be in their heart because it hurts too much, because they've lost something. And so they don't want to be in their heart. They want to be in their controlling mind and control things and control other people's minds because what's going on in their heart hurts too bad right now. Okay, so you get back to you. You do you. Okay? And the cycle will complete itself. But it's because you stand by your boundaries and protect your heart while at the same time, creating your boundaries, knowing that there's a lot of swords right here, really mastering your thoughts, knowing that things are going to balance themselves out. You fight for yourself. Fight for your sanity and your peace. That's what's most important. To fight for your peace. And things will balance themselves out. Yep. Karma always comes back around. Just know that. Just know, just get back to you again. Get back to you. What are they mirroring to me? What are they mirroring? Mirroring that time in my life when I lost something. I work really hard to process that. I'm not going to let it take me over, but I'll look at that. Yep. 1444 on my recording. And let it, I just keep hearing, let it run its course. Let it run its course. They're showing me when I had a miscarriage. So it could be that there's a layer of that coming up for me, in order to feel compassion, to feel, I don't know, something. It's not clear why they just showed that to me, but I mean, the loss of a child, obviously. So it could be that there is that grief sitting in my body somewhere, and I don't need to, oh, that's what it is. I don't need to process it mentally. I don't need to go to that place again. I need to go into my heart and feel compassion for, the loss. But it's sitting in my physical body somewhere. It's sitting in my body. That grief, that loss is sitting in my body. It could be my sacral chakra, obviously. But I need to help release it from my body in that way. And it makes sense because I ate something really heavy yesterday. I had some pizza yesterday. And so that usually puts me in a denser energy and brings up denser energies. But it's in my body, so it needs to be purged. So I can go to the woods, I can go for a walk, I can work out. I haven't worked out yet today, with the intention to help move that that slower moving grief remembrance, wherever that is. Grief is stored, like in Chinese medicine, they believe that the grief is stored in your lungs. And so if I go out into the woods and be around the trees and more saturated oxygen, and breathe heavier, I could do some breath work too. Move through that stored loss energy inside of me without actually really having to, it's not like I have to relive it. It's not like I have to refeel it. It's not like I don't need to rethink it either. I've processed so much of that. But because I tuned into that stream of consciousness going on around me, it's stirred up wherever that was stored in my body. That's a good thing. If it's stored in my body, I'm glad to get rid of it. I'm glad to process through it and move it. I like to move it. This was a little heavier, but this is the full moon too. Like, what is it that we're releasing in the full moon? Fear of loss. Fear of loss. Okay, so we've been talking about lack the last couple of days and trying to generate more money and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes people hold really tight to their money because they're afraid of not having enough later or of losing it and whatever. So the fear of the loss sometimes stops you from opening up to receiving it. It stops the give and take of it, the even flow of it, right? So processing the fear of loss opens up space for receiving abundance. Okay? It's on the bottom. Oh, yeah. 10 of Cups on the bottom. I don't need to explain that one to you, do I? What's the opposite of lack? Abundance. Love. Get back into a love state. Get back into a love state of consciousness. Stream of consciousness. Okay? That's all I got for you. If you want a private reading, if you want to work on this, if you don't know where this is coming from for you, if you're feeling the same thing, but you need a little bit of help moving this energy, if you need some help manifesting something specific, I'm your girl. All the information is down in the box below. Love you.